Valerie Leon joins me now from Mexico City. I wonder, as Mexicans, the people of Mexico and leaders there see these images playing out on their air of these mass arrests, the clashes, the police, the soldiers on the streets of the U.S., what are they thinking? How are they reacting?
Well, Jim, this is for the first time since President Donald Trump took office, we are hearing Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum respond with a clear and emphatic rejection of one of his policies. In this case, the ICE raids and crackdown on protests in a largely Mexican LA neighborhood. She has defended the rights of Mexican citizens in the U.S., saying they are honest workers and not criminals, as the Trump administration has portrayed them. She went further, stating that the Trump administration needs these migrants in the country, and this strong message from Sheinbaum marks a shift in her approach to the U.S., away from the cool-headed strategy she maintained during tense tariff negotiations in March and April. But it's still uncertain how this change in tone will affect the relationship between the two major economic partners, especially with the threat of trade levies used by President Trump to pressure Mexico on immigration and drug trafficking enforcement, and also the risks faced by the Sheinbaum government by openly criticizing Trump, given his recent attacks on former allies like Elon Musk and the Federalist Society, who also criticized him publicly. On this occasion, Jim, Claudia Sheinbaum called on the U.S. government to guarantee the immigration proceedings be done lawfully. And she also condemned the violence on the streets of Los Angeles during the protests there. Here's what she had to say this morning.
En este sentido, hacemos un llamado respetuoso.
We make a respectful but firm call to the U.S. authorities to ensure that all immigration procedures are conducted in adherence to due process, within a framework of respect for human dignity and the rule of law. We do not agree with violent actions as a form of protest. The burning of police cars seems more like an act of provocation than of resistance. It must be clear, we condemn violence, regardless of where it comes from. We call on the Mexican community to act peacefully and not fall into provocations.
And Jim, in a recent update, according to Mexico's Foreign Affairs Secretary, 37 men and 5 women were arrested during this weekend's protest, 4 of whom have already been deported. Also, Mexico's government has announced its 52 consulates across the U.S. will assist Mexican migrants with legal counsel. Additionally, Mexico's consular staff have contacted the families and the arrested migrants in Mexico. Officials in Los Angeles will continue visiting the detained immigrants in 4 detention centers, as well as attending the phone calls from families and victims. The Foreign Affairs Secretary said they have received thousands of calls from people requested legal help in the U.S. And with 4.9 million undocumented Mexican migrants living and working in the U.S. for over 5 years, Mexico's government is making it clear it will use every resource to defend its citizens abroad, a response that could reshape diplomatic ties and influence immigration debates on both sides of the border. Jim.
Valeria Leon, thanks so much for walking us through it all from Mexico City.